Welcome back, y'all, to Patio Vibes, your safe space for that real, unfiltered talk. Today, we are diving deep into something heavy. And I know y'all always say heavy, but it ain't been nothing light about what's going on around us. So let's just keep it pushing. Y'all, I think this is something that we all gotta wrestle with. Forgiveness. Now listen, as I sit here reflecting in on my own life, do not get it twisted. This is not about me suddenly being all rainbows and bless your heart. Nah. See, I operate on a whole different kind of spectrum. I might forget what you done did. I might even act like I have moved on. But deep down in the Natasha Chronicles, baby, that chapter is not erased. It's just sitting there waiting for the sequel, waiting for you to mess up again. So I can pull out the book and be like, look, see, Exhibit A, they been skating. And y'all, this is just how I roll. Especially when you got people doing things that rub me the wrong way, that even confuses me, that make me want to get, well, y'all know how it is when people playing in y'all faces. And you know what makes it worse is when you think you know somebody. You have a human connection, and then they start showing you a whole different storyline. It even makes you question yourself, right? And listen, that is scary. Do not ever let anyone make you doubt your own gut. If you do, best to believe you need to drop on your knees and call on God. Because I'm telling you, navigating people is a whole different battlefield. But lately, I've been looking at unforgiveness, really seeing it. And it got me thinking, dang, I want people to forgive me. Well, sometimes. Because when I apologize, I tend to just move on, whether you do or you do not. Maybe that's just me being inconsiderate. But what does forgiveness even look like to y'all? Because I know for me, I am constantly asking my big God for forgiveness for a whole lot of things. And let me be honest. So how can I expect that grace if I'm over here holding a permanent marker ready to ink in every offense in they book? Couldn't wait to get the pen rolling. Shoot. But part of me wants to just grab a whole eraser, y'all, and just wipe out so many chapters of my life. But that's not real life, is it? So I did what I always do when I'm trying to figure something out, y'all. I went to that good book. And one scripture that always pops up when we talk about this is Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ God has forgave you. Now let us break this down Natasha style. Be kind and compassionate. Okay, I can dig it. I can even do that. Treat people with some decency, even when they have done you wrong. Forgiving each other, now that's the part that gets sticky and tricky. Am I right? But then again, it says, just as in Christ God forgave you. Lord, that hit different. Think about all the stuff we have done, all the times we have messed up, and yet grace is still there holding strong. That is a heavy thought. See, for me, forgiveness is not about saying, oh, it's no big deal. It is what it is. Nah, sometimes it is a big deal. It's about releasing yourself from the grip that hurt has on you. It's like unclenching your fist after holding on to something sharp for way too long. It's not for them, it's for you. Come on, y'all, let us paint a picture. Imagine someone is talking about you, and I mean spreading lies like never before, damaging your reputation, stumping all over your character. See, unforgiveness is like letting that poison seep into your system. You replay the moment in your head. You feel the anger rise every time you think about it. It affects how you interact with others. It is a weight you carry around, making everything else feel heavy. But forgiveness, on the other hand, is like taking that antidote. It does not erase what happened, but it stops the poison from consuming you. It allows you to move forward without being chained to that pain. Mentally, it can bring you peace, less anxiety, and a clearer headspace. Physically, holding on to anger and resentment can actually lead to stress-related issues. I'm talking headaches, high blood pressures, grabbing your chest, all that mess. Forgiveness in a weird way is self-care. But what happens when that person who hurt you is not around anymore? What if they passed away before you could say your piece? Before you can even think about forgiving them? Or what if they are still here, but the relationship is completely broken and there is no chance for that face-to-face, I forgive you? That is a whole different kind of pain, is it not? You are left with this unfinished business, this weight of what could have been or what you wish you could have said. In those situations, forgiveness becomes less about them and even more about you. It might look like acknowledging your feelings, the hurt, the anger, the sadness, the regret. It might mean talking to somebody you trust about it, writing it down in a journal, or even having a conversation with that person in your mind. It's about releasing the hold that unforgiveness has on your heart, even if you cannot have that direct interaction. Think of it like this. You are carrying a heavy box that belongs to them. Even though they are not around, you are still lugging it over your back, giving yourself back pains. Forgiveness in this case is about putting that box down. It does not change the past, but it frees your hands up. It frees your hands and your arms up and your energy for the present. Speaking of powerful voices and owning your truth, we got to talk about the incredible Nikki Giovanni. She always had this way of reminding you of your own strength, your own inherent worth. Her poetry often speaks to the inner knowing, that feeling of being grounded in who you are, no matter what the world throws your way. And sometimes holding on to the unforgiveness can cloud that inner knowing, make you forget your own power. True strength, that kind Nikki often wrote about, comes from recognizing your own value and choosing to release the things that weigh you down, including resentment. Now let us dive deeper into the women who really touches my soul. For me, that is the undeniable Nina Simone. Oh man, that woman, you can hear the pain in her voice. Feel it deep in your bones when you listen to her music. It was so raw. It was real and it was unapologetic. And I get that. I know what it's like to be the black sheep, the one who seems like anything you touch, well, suddenly it looks a little sideways. It's like you carry a different kind of energy and folks don't always know how to handle it. Nina Simone, she embodied that strength in the face of not always being favored. She had those sharp edges. She was not trying to be sweet for anybody, but her power, her talent, her conviction, my gosh, undeniable. She reminds me that sometimes your strength comes from embracing who you are. And if that means you standing a little outside the circle, and sometimes forgiveness is about finding that strength within yourself, regardless of how others see you or treat you. You know my guy Bernie Mac? Bernie Mac used to say, "I ain't scared of you, mother." Well, y'all know the rest. And that has been, I have always had this even balance in my life. Gospel, soul, feel good music. And then that music that busts your head open with the truth. It is that mix that gets me thinking, like, girl, are you scared? Is forgiveness something that scares you, homegirl? I asked myself that. And now I'm asking you all, with all my wit and my charisma, let us remove the idea that forgiveness is a weak thing. Personally, I'm still navigating this whole forgiveness thing. That recent loss I mentioned, y'all, is still raw. And part of me is so angry. Part of me is even confused. Forgiveness in that situation feels like trying to grab smoke. But I know deep down that holding on to that is not serving me. It is not honoring the memory of what was. So maybe forgiveness is not a one-time gesture. Maybe it's a process, a series of small steps. Maybe it's about acknowledging the pain, allowing yourself to feel it, and then slowly, intentionally choosing to release that grip it has on you. Y'all, speaking of navigating heavy stuff and finding something light, let me tell you something that happened recently. I finally went to therapy. Yes, you heard that right. Yo girl Natasha sat down on that couch. Well, maybe not sat on the couch. I sat in a chair because, everybody laying on the couch. You don't know what somebody that left off. But here I go getting sidetracked. Man, listen, y'all. It was awesome. When I say awesome, I mean truly fulfilling. I prayed about it for a long time, y'all. And honestly, it was just nice. My therapist, y'all, she is a Black woman. She is also a woman of Christ. What makes it even more amazing is that she studied the Bible and even worked in corporate world before her calling to serve people in mental health. Honestly, y'all, it felt so refreshing, like talking to someone who can truly help you and who was not there to judge. Right now, I am on cloud 9, but I am also real. I know the hard part has not even come out yet. I know that there will be moments she will challenge me. And trust me, I am ready for it, honestly. I want to have those hard conversations. I know that inner girl in me is still crying out for healing and understanding. This whole therapy journey feels like another step towards that release. We have been talking about, y'all, another way to unpack some of the unforgiveness and the hurt. It feels good to finally be taking this step for myself. And on that note, let me just say this. When someone is trying to make things right with you, take the time you need, for real. Process your feelings. But dang, y'all, respond back. Do not be out here just ignoring people for the heck of it. Y'all, that is just so petty. Speak your truth. If you do not feel like communicating right then, let them know. Tell them you need time until you're ready. But let us stop ignoring people. We are not little kids using those childish antics. Let us stand up and speak up. Let us just use a little bit of that grown-up energy that we shout in. Ignoring people and then coming back to conversations like nothing ever happened, we have to stop doing that too. Now I want to hear from y'all. What does forgiveness look like in your life? How do you navigate those tough situations where forgiveness feels impossible? Hit me up in the comments. Share your stories. Let us figure this out together on the patio. This has been Patio Vibes with Natasha. Remember, this is a safe space for real talk, even when it's uncomfortable. And P.S., y'all, listen, if you still have time and it's not going to send you into an early grave, make it right with the people who are here on this earth today. Make it right with your loved ones. No matter the story, no matter the excuses that piled up, acknowledge your pain and then find a way to move forward. This is just my little side note. Make it right, especially if you can. Y'all never know whose time is coming or whose card God is pulling. Love you guys to life itself. And as my pastor always say, peace. Until next time, y'all.